better makeup tutorial to do on here as my first video back than a full in-depth sultry makeup tutorial. Hi guys, it's Lexi. Welcome to my channel. It's been about 5 years since I posted my last full-length, long-form YouTube video. I'm so excited to be sitting down with you guys, and I thought what better makeup tutorial to do on here as my first video back than a full in-depth sultry makeup tutorial. We are going to be walking through every step of the entire tutorial, and I'm going to be sharing my tips and tricks on how to achieve that really seductive, sultry makeup look. So let's get into it. I'm going to zoom you in just a little bit to start. First and foremost, the most important part of the entire makeup routine is the actual skin prep you're doing. So we are going to hydrate our skin. I'm going in with the Rogue Glazing Milk. This is really wonderful. It's really great to layer under your makeup. I just take a little bit in my hand. I will just pat this into the skin. You really want to press this in. I started using this about probably 2 months ago now, and I never do my makeup without it. It is so good. It makes your makeup look chef's kiss. It is so good. Next up, we want to apply some sunscreen. I'm taking the Supergoop Play Lotion. I like this one because it layers really well under makeup. It also gives you a subtle glow. I'm actually pretty much out of this. Let's lay that right on top. I am on TikTok, I am on Instagram. I actually first started creating content on YouTube years and years and years ago. Now I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram. I will add my handles right here. If you want to support me over there, I'd be so grateful and appreciative, so thank you. I got a new camera and I'm just like still getting used to the setup and the settings, so I hope this turns out looking okay. I hope the volume's okay. If I go to edit this and it sucks, I'm going to be really upset. Next up is a primer. The two primers I've really been loving are the Dominique Cosmetics Cooling Blur Mattifying Primer. This one is really great for blurring your pores. And also the Iconic London Underglow Blurring Primer. Both have been wonderful. If you want that blurred appearance, these are good. I'm actually going with the Iconic London. I take this right in my T-zone, just where I have the largest pores. And this stuff is quite literally a filter for your skin. Just like to blend it in. It gives you also a subtle glow, but it doesn't make you look greasy. And the way your makeup layers on top of this, it is out of this world. I thrive on YouTube. I really do. I thrive in a long form setting content. I want to just talk about makeup for 30-40 minutes. This video won't be that long, hopefully, but I really love makeup. I love makeup. I love talking about it. I hope you love hearing me talking about it. If you are enjoying this video so far, subscribe, follow along. Let me know what you want to see, what type of content you want to see. I'm open to ideas. Anything you guys want to see, let me know. Our skin is nice and prepped. I'm going to go in and do my brows. I'm just going to fill in any sparse areas. I'm taking this Vanity Sculpt and Define brow pencil, and then I'm just going to add some e.l.f. Cosmetics brow gel on top. I'm going to fill in any sparse areas. I love YouTube because I can just sit here, do my makeup. If no one watches this, that's okay. I'm still having fun. I am enjoying my time here. Really just my happy place, my true happy place, and I hope if you're watching this, you're enjoying it as well. And I'm taking the e.l.f. brow gel. I'm almost out of this. It's actually one of my favorite brow gels of all time. It doesn't leave like a white flakiness on your brow, which I really appreciate. Now we are going to do some underpainting. Don't be scared to underpaint. It really does help with the overall outcome of the look. It allows for an overall smoother, seamless base. I'm going to first contour and just give some structure to my face. I'm taking the Westman Atelier Contour in Shade Biscuit. It's this really beautiful, cool toned contour. I'm going to take the contour and I'm just going to carve out a little on my cheek right here. I want to lift the cheekbone, so I'm going in a slightly curved up motion, but keeping that in the hollows of my cheek. I take a little bit of this down the sides of the nose. I also like to take this under the lip. Makes for a poutier lip. It's sort of like a natural contour. I picked this up at Target. Look how cute this is. $3, and it holds my makeup brushes really well. To blend out the contour, I'm taking the Makeup by Mario F4 brush, one of the best brushes of all time, and I'm just going to start to blend this upwards. We never want to drag down, we always want to blend upwards to keep that lift in the face. I'm going to try and post once a week on YouTube. I think my posting day is going to be Wednesday evenings. I think that's a nice day to post. I don't know, what do you guys think? I do work a full-time job out of this, a 9-to-5 job. So I post every day on TikTok, I post every day on Instagram. I think I will start by posting once a week on YouTube for my own sanity. The lip contour, I really like this brush. This is from Morphe. This is the M101. Again, since we're underpainting, you can be a little messy with this. You don't have to be precise because we're going to go over top of that with foundation. Now I'm taking the Patrick Ta Contour Duo. This is in the shade She's Sculpted, but this is more of a bronzer on me, so I'm going to warm up the perimeter of my face now with this. I'm going to take a little bit of this on a brush and I'm warming it up on the back of my hand. I'm going to go right above where I placed that contour. I'm going to apply that bronzer. And I'm applying this onto the forehead as well. Trust the process. Underpainting is entirely a trust the process. Taking the Patrick Ta Beauty blush. This is in shade She's Seductive. This beautiful beige, your skin but better natural flush. A little bit of that on a brush. Apply that to the back of my hand. Just warm it up a little bit. And then apply that where you would apply your blush. I like to keep mine a little higher. If you're someone who likes a Barely There natural blush, this is one of the more subtle blushes that he offers. Now it is time for foundation. I'm taking the Armani Beauty Luminous Silk Foundation. I'm in the shade 4.5. I need a new one of this because I've had this for quite some time. Dot that around where we underpainted. I'm going to take this Rare Beauty complexion brush and just start to blend this out. Going right around where we placed the underpainting products. I feel like this is one of those foundations that would work for all skin types. It's really lovely. I'm not going to add any more bronzer. I might go in with a little bit more blush, but we have that initial bronze layer, so I think I'm going to call it good there. Going in with concealer, I've recently been loving the Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer mixed with the Tower 28 Hydrating Concealer. These two are really nice together. I like mixing this with any concealer I have, really. This is just a nice full coverage concealer. I will take the Natasha Denona, and I like to put this in my inner portion right here, just for brightness, and then I'll drag a little bit across the eyelid like that. This is my favorite concealer placement. You don't need a ton of concealer, but if you place it here, it'll really allow for that lift in the face. Taking the Tower 28 right next to it, just to neutralize that yellow a little bit. My getting ready makeup area is chaotic, I will say that. Blending it out with the BK Beauty A506 brush is a really nice brush for concealer. I like to stipple it in place to start. I don't drag it up underneath the eye just yet. Then drag this out a little bit to get that lift. Once most of the product is blended out, I will bring it underneath the eye. By doing this, you're placing less product underneath your eye, therefore you are less likely to crease, less likely to look cakey or heavy. And again, it just really nicely lifts and snatches that eye, which is what we want in a sultry makeup tutorial. We want a snatched eye. Now I'm just taking that foundation brush and I'm going over the edges to make sure there are no harsh lines. Look how flawless the under eye is. I'm telling you, those two together, beautiful. Going back in with the Patrick Ta cream blush, and I'm just adding a little bit more right here just to bring back a little more color in the face that we may have covered up with concealer. We're getting close to the eyes, my favorite part. I'm excited. Now we can set the face. I'm going in with the Makeup by Mario setting powder. Hands down, probably the best setting powder on the market between this and the Huda Beauty. I can't choose, they're both so good. Going to go in with neutral light. Taking this on a little puff, triangle puff. I'm picking up some product and I'm dabbing it off on the back of my hand. Always make sure to dab the excess off on the back of your hand. I'm just going to run this underneath the eye. I love this powder so much. It's blurring, but it doesn't completely take away the skin-like sheen. Super blurring versus this side. Add a little bit of this powder everywhere else on my face to make sure we're not too glowy. I actually don't prefer when my makeup looks too glowy. I like a more satin finish, blurred finish, matte finish. Now I'm going to take some of that powder and I'm going to go slightly down the cheekbone. Now whatever is left on your puff, place onto the eyelid. This will allow for that smooth, seamless base for our eyeshadow. It also will help if you have oily eyelids. Okay, now I am going to set the blush with a powder blush. This is shade Flirtatious from Pat McGrath Labs. It is one of my favorite powder blushes of all time. And just set that cream that we placed earlier in place. Again, really pretty, your skin but better blush shade. The main attraction, the eyes. We're going to zoom you guys in a little bit in a second. These two palettes are my favorite for sultry looks. Patrick Ta Major Dimensions 3 palette and the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes Moonlight palette. This one's really lovely for those cool toned sultry eyes. Just lovely neutral versatile palette. I posted a tutorial using this palette on TikTok and you guys loved it, so we're going to do that tutorial today. I'm taking a flathead brush like this, densely packed, just a flathead brush, and I'm going in this brown shade Fundamental. I'm gonna get up close and personal for a second. We are going to pack this on to the eyelid. Don't be scared to pack it on. I know it looks a little bit dark at first, but when we blend out the edges later, it will look fabulous. Don't take it up too high though. You want to just cover the surface area of the eyelid. You really just want to build up the depth of that eyeshadow shade. Now that we have that intensity that we want on the eyelids, I'm going to blend out the edges using a fluffy, loosely packed blending brush. Take your time with this. We really want those edges to be diffused. What I really like about this shade in particular, it sort of gives that duo effect. It has that like burnt brown when you blend it out and just makes it look like you used two shadows without actually using two shadows. This is a very beginner friendly sultry makeup look. If you want to build up that brown even further, take some on your finger. Adding shadow with your finger allows for a more pigmented, will provide a little bit more depth if you place this down with your finger. You're going to take a small angled brush like this. We're going to dip into the black eyeshadow right here. We're going to run this on the outer edge of our lash. I like to go about this far down. I have smaller eyes, so if I go all the way down with a black eyeliner, it's going to make my eyes look smaller, so I like to keep it about a quarter of the way in. I'm just going to draw a very subtle shadow wing. Next, we're going in the inner corner. This is probably one of the most vital steps of the entire makeup routine. Taking this into the inner corner, you're going to flip your brush like so with the pointy edge out, and we're going to draw a subtle line following the natural shape of your eyeline. That inner corner liner is going to give you that really cat eye elongated eye look, key to a sultry makeup look. This is one of the best lash curlers I've ever used, and it's from Dollar Tree, $1.25. Taking some mascara. I really like this one from YSL. This is the YSL Lash Clash. It's very volumizing and it just gives you those really sultry eyes. And when we apply this, we are going to swoop our lashes towards that wing. There's no pretty way of applying mascara, honestly, in my humble opinion. Now we're going to take some black liner. This is from YSL as well. This is the Lines Liberated liner. We're going to add this to our waterline and also tightline with this. So when you tightline, look away from where you're applying it. It'll help. Tightlining will provide some depth to that top lash line. And then to your waterline. The difference with the tightline and waterline versus not, just gives you that really seductive, sultry eye. I'm so obsessed with it. Back in high school, I used to add black to my waterline, but only on my waterline. I didn't tightline or anything. I would just add black to my waterline and call it good. But honestly, now that I look back at it, I knew what was up. Black on the waterline is one of my favorite things. Now, one of the most vital steps to the eye look itself is lower lash shadow. I'm taking a small tapered blending brush like this. I'm going back into that brown that we put all over the lid. We're going to smoke out that bottom lash line, focusing most of this on the outer edge, and then bringing that inwards. This is going to give you the smoldery smokiness you want. My back's starting to hurt. I'm sitting on the floor right now and you didn't know. My setup, I have to figure it out, but honestly, I think this is what it's going to be because this is what I'm working with. The bottom smokiness, it'll do it for me every time. Every single time. What did you put in this? What did you put in this, Patrick? It is the best brown. If I went through this, I've been talking for like 45 minutes. I have been talking for 45 minutes. I'm going to zoom you out a little bit. Lip combo, we're going with Rimmel London lip liner shade Cappuccino, a beautiful, this is like the prettiest cool tone brown. A cool tone brown is the perfect lip liner shade to complement this look. I'm thinking of doing a sultry makeup look using only drugstore products. What do you guys think of that? I like to fill in the sides a little bit. And then for lipstick, the Merit Signature Lip, this is in shade Classic. It's a really pretty nude shade and I like to just apply this in the center. So pretty. But this is a completed look. Really simple, really quick. If you're still here watching, I appreciate you. I know I've been yapping for who knows how long at this point. My first video being back on YouTube, I'm happy with the outcome. This is the finished sultry makeup look. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys want to see next. Thank you for being here. Make sure to subscribe, follow along, and I will see you in the next one.